Hey, guess what? Today we're gonna recap of Game Boy Color. Yeah, let's get into it. First we're gonna test to make sure, did I put batteries in here? Yeah, first we're gonna test to make sure this guy's working. Same thing as last week with the Game Boy Pocket. I haven't fired this one up in a while. I think it should be fine. I don't see any reason. Actually, no, I did fire it up since it was with that Game Boy Games lot from eBay. I was using this to test games. And, yep, looks like she's working okay still. I didn't expect her to not be. I mean, I don't know. That Game Boy Games lot was... it was pretty brutal on my Game Boys. I mean, they're all fine. They're all working fine. But they were kind of stopping. They kind of started to stop work after a little bit. Right, let's get this guy torn apart and, yeah, recount. Get inside of it. Now, I should still be on vacation right now. So, yeah, again, just like last week, same deal, obviously. I'm just trying to get some quick content out for you guys, I don't know if you'll enjoy it or not. I hope you'll enjoy it. But I just want to keep the content a-flowing. Alright, now just like similar to the Game Boy Pocket, we don't have that many capacitors, just 3 on here. Looks like, I still didn't look it up, but assuming it's 100 microfarad, 6 volt, I don't know, because it's upside down. If I can show you, yeah, there you go. 100, possibly 6 volt. 100, 4, would that be a 4 volt maybe? And 22 microfarad, is that a 10? 16? One of those. Anyway, and I gotta remember, because I kept forgetting which capacitor was where. So 106 was the big one. So the big one goes here, and then these are the 2 little ones, 100 and then 22. 100, 122. I won't forget it. Yeah, let's get these guys out. I think I think for these ones I will. I don't want to use any hot air. I was thinking about doing hot air to put these guys on at least, because the last one I don't know. But I think I'm just gonna use the soldering iron again. Same as last week. We're gonna use the pliers, or they are pliers. I'm gonna use my chonky pliers here to twist and remove the old capacitors, because that's how I like to do it. And then we'll use the soldering iron to put them back on. So here we go. Twist. 2 snaps, and there we go. Same thing with these guys. Twist. Twist. Okay. Just like last time, I have one leg left over, like a big chunk of the leg. I think one of those must have popped or something. Got a bit of a fishy smell. Unless one of them was bad. I didn't actually double check them. The pads look like this guy's pads look like there may have been some slight leakage residually. So yeah, maybe it's actually. I mean, it's to me, it's always worth it to replace the capacitors. But I think maybe in this instance, this guy was about to go. or in the process of going. Okay, let's drop them in the old capacitor container there. Put these plastic. Well, these are all broken. I'm not gonna throw those in there. Okay, now I'm just going to clean what's left of the legs off of here. Focus so you could see. Well, especially in that one, you could see the legs. Maybe, yeah. And clean the legs off, and then clean it up, and then we'll put the new ones on. Let's try not to use too much flux last time, but for some reason, I don't know why. Maybe I just didn't want to have to clean up a whole lot. But I think this time I am going to just, go my usual route with overfluxing stuff. It shouldn't be too bad over here. Like, it shouldn't cause any issues. I don't think, as long as I'm careful. Also, I just wanted to say I'm running low on flux. There's not a lot left here. And if you guys have any recommendations, let me know in the comments. I will probably end up just... I'm not dissatisfied with this one, and I'll probably end up buying it because I don't think that I'll get... I don't know if I'll have any comments that would suggest any flux. But let me know what your recommendations for flux are. Also for solder wick, too. Let me know what you guys, the brand that you guys get. I will probably. I still have enough left in this one, but in case I'm putting in an order, I might just order some more. That's the wrong solder. And because I'm using some flux, it gets real smoky in here. I am going to turn on the fan. Okay, now last time I sort of pre-soldered one of the pads, then put the capacitor on, and then tried to solder the other pad. I think I might just try to like use the flux to stick it in place, and then solder down both pads instead of pre-soldering one of the pads. Yeah, again, using a Console 5 Game Boy Color SMD cap kit. You know, hashtag not sponsored. Yeah, let's get these guys on. Okay, I think it was the big one, the 100 big one here, and then the small 100 there, and then the whatever's left, 22. Also, you know, match your polarities. The board is marked with the positive and the negative for the polarity, and it also has the shape of the capacitor the way it's supposed to go on here. Double check. Don't be like me that one time. Whoop. Okay. I think that should be good. Yeah. The flux acts, it's like nice and sticky, so it should stay in place while I solder it in place. I'm going to turn the fan on again. Just want to double check to be sure. I don't want to put the wrong capacitor in the wrong place. Okay, yeah, it was the 100. I was right. The 100, the 100 here, and the 22 is C35. I'm going to tack this guy in from the back here first. Fan on. Okay, that went a lot better. I preferred that method of it, of using the flux to kind of hold it in place while I while I tack them in. I think they're all good. That guy's got a big blob there, but that's, I don't care. Yeah, I think they're good. I probably should have used a smaller tip. I went with the one that was on there. Should have replaced it. It's not like huge. It's not the biggest tip, but I definitely have smaller tips, and it might have made this a little bit easier for these guys because they are small. So just double check it here. They are the correct polarity. This guy is also the correct polarity. So yeah, we should be good. Should be good. Let's get her all put back together and test it out again. Make sure I didn't break it. Okay, it's all back together. I was wondering on the Game Boy Pocket last week, I was wondering when I took it apart if I couldn't remember if I had ever actually cleaned the shell. I know for this guy that I definitely have not cleaned the shell. I need to, I really do need to. You can see all the grime like in here and stuff, but definitely need to clean this guy's shell. For the Game Boy Pocket, I'm not sure what I'm doing with it, and this guy too, I'm kind of waiting until I figure out if I'm going to reshell and mod, or if I'm going to just finish restoring. Like I also didn't buy last week. I had bought stickers for the custom DMGs that I had, but I haven't purchased stickers for this guy yet because I don't know if I want to restore this. I mean, maybe I do want to restore this shell. This the battery cover is just so far off from this that I'm like I don't even really feel like. It doesn't feel like it's restored or anywhere near restored until like I replace it with a better battery cover, if one exists. Anyway, enough rambling. Let's plug in Tetris here. I don't know why. Is that all Game Boy colors? It always feels so snug putting like extra clicky putting the games in. Okay, we still have Nintendo. We still have our game loading. It's got sound. Buttons all work still. If there is anything I didn't catch, like, because I'm very blind when it comes to a lot of stuff about like it being broken, me breaking stuff or whatever, then I'm sure you guys can shout that out at me in the comments. Oh my gosh, I cannot talk today. Anyway, so that's that guy recapped. Super easy, super simple. I love recapping. I know I say it all the time. I enjoy the, the satisfaction of replacing capacitors on consoles. I really do enjoy it. I think I'm using this vacation as an excuse to finally make these videos, right? Like I wanted to make them into videos, which is why I haven't done them yet. But I didn't know, I don't know. I wasn't ready to make them into videos yet, and I think I'm using the vacation as an excuse to just be like, here's quick content, capacitors. Another follow-up from last week's episode. I put the label on. Look at that. I think, I'm actually pretty proud of how this guy turned out. This is just printed off my printer. It obviously, it obviously doesn't look authentic. When you get real close, you can see how bad of a job I did cutting it. And, clearly these sides should be like grayish or silverish, like this. My printer, I need to replace the color cartridge on it. But, looking at those two, like just like that, it's like you can't even really tell if this weren't a pink cartridge. I don't know of any like legitimate Game Boy games that have pink cartridges. And also, I was pointing this out in the last video, like they did a really good job with with how the shell looks. Like it's a really good job. I don't even notice if the fan, you can tell the difference in the font a little bit when they're side by side. I don't know if I'd be able to tell. It's kind of scary, how good. It's nice to have like very authentic looking stuff, because when you're replacing, when you're replacing something, you want it to be authentic. You know, there is an authentic game cartridge in here, but I want, you know, I obviously did it in a way that it's obvious that like the shell and the label obviously are not authentic, but I do appreciate that I can get it looking extremely close to authentic. But then, like I said, it's kind of scary for when, you know, people are making counterfeit games. But you can't really, I mean, like, Nintendo was pretty good at getting some, like, detection in there that imprinted number in the label is a good indicator. I mean, obviously, this, like, I don't know how this is turning out to you guys. In the viewfinder, it looks really good. Like I said, apart from where I miscut it, but like touching it and seeing it in person, it's like very clearly just obvious. It's you know, clearly just printed out from a printer. Yeah, it's too wide on the sides here. Like, it's not gonna fool anybody, and I'm not trying to fool anybody. And that's my point. Is like, it's nice that I can kind of make something that like can look authentic at a distance. But if I want it to be, if it comes under any scrutiny whatsoever, a person can very quickly identify that it is, in fact, not wholly authentic. It is an authentic game cartridge. Let me slide her in here. Try her out on the Game Boy Color. I noticed that the Game Boy Advance has a very interesting color palette. And I don't know if that has to do with... it's very loud. Up to turn it down. I don't know if that has to do with the game card. No, I tested it with my EverDrive. Because I tried it on two different Game Boy Advances. With this, the actual cartridge, and with the EverDrive. And they looked identical. So, I don't know, I just thought it was weird when I was playing them on the Game Boy Advance and the Game Boy Advance SP. But anyway, that's enough rambling. Yeah, that's it for this one, guys. I really do hope you're enjoying these videos. They're quick, but I'm trying to like throw some stuff in there to zhuzh them up a little bit, I guess. But I'll be back in next week. But my content for next week will not be me being back. If that makes any sense. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm doing for the next week's video. And I gotta figure that out because I'm gonna be leaving soon. But I'm already there because it's time. Anyway, enough rambling. Hope you enjoyed, guys. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.